The following program has been rated PG-13.
Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His Word and family. Once again, I have the distinguished honor, I have the privilege to be able to address you, the royal family, by saying this. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing this in with your brother here this week. Thank you for celebrating the Sabbath with me again. You could be anywhere else, doing anything else, but you chose to be right here, and I humbly thank you. Thank you very much. Now, family, before we get into the lesson, I want to say just a couple of things. Now, first and foremost, you could probably hear with my voice is allergy season, and I suffer really bad allergies, so please forgive me for my throat if I'm clearing it and all that stuff. Please forgive me. And second, now y'all know that I can be as silly as the next man, right? I have no problems when we have fun in our live chat, but I'm going to ask this here. Please do not use the live chat as a opportunity to present a comedy routine, all right? Now, we crack jokes back and forth. I crack them right along with you, absolutely. But when it comes to the point where it is becoming disruptive, all right, and that's all that people are talking about is their little side conversation in the live chat, do me a favor, take that off the platform, all right? Because unfortunately, if I see it happening, I'm just gonna have to block you, all right? So I don't want to do that. So please be respectful, be mindful of your brothers and sisters that's actually trying to listen and trying to fellowship, all right? So please don't do that. And that's what I'm just asking. And I thank you so much for doing that. Now, let's get into this lesson here. Reparations. Now, many of us know what reparations are, okay? We know what it is. For those of you that don't know, reparations was something that was promised to the so-called Negroes, the so-called African Americans today, by white people back in the day when they got out of slavery, all right? They were supposed to be given 40 acres and a mule, land, and money to recreate their lives from the persecution of slavery. Now, of course, we know that never happened. That was a promise that was made to us that we never received, okay? So, why are we even talking about this here? Why are we bringing this up? Because the discussion of reparations is coming back into the swing of things. But I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a very serious question. Do you really want it? Do you really want reparations from the nations? Specifically, America, the daughter of Babylon. Do you truly want reparations? So, of course, before we get into the scriptures, there's an article, and y'all know I love doing this because there are things that I want you to be able to see that come out in the news that you may not have paid attention to, but there are times where we do need to be focused on Esau and their media to see what's going on, all right? Because they tell you everything in their media. They tell you everything. They leave nothing to chance. Sometimes they do it subliminally, and sometimes they are blatant and upfront. And what I'm getting ready to read you right now is blatant and upfront. Now, this is coming from CNBC, all right? So it's a so-called reputable source. So-called. And the title of this, and I'm going to leave the link in the description. The title, Support for a Program to Pay Reparations to Descendants of Slaves, is gaining momentum, but could come with a $12 trillion price tag. $12 trillion. Okay, family, first of all, first and foremost, for all of the years of slavery that we served, now, not even going as far back before 1619. We'll start at 1619. We'll start there. 1619 all the way to, let's just say, 2019. Let's just say if it ended there. Do you seriously want me to believe that $12 trillion is enough to pay for slavery? Come on now. When I read you this article, you're going to see just how insulting this truly is. So let's go ahead. Let's get right into it. Let's go ahead. All right, so I already read you the title. So let me go ahead and kick this off. Reparations for slavery has been fiercely discussed in the United States since Union Army General William Tecumseh Sherman promised 40 acres and a mule to 4 million freed slaves in 1865. While Americans don't generally support a reparations program paid by taxpayers, this summer's events have shifted the once overlooked topic into the national debate. So let's look at this here for a second. So back in 1865, this is when they promised us 40 acres and a mule. Now, this is land, first of all. That's land. So I want you to think about inflation. This is not the monetary portion. This is just the land. And the mule was given for the work that's being put in. So each family of slave was supposed to receive 40 acres and a mule. And if you see this here, this was for 4 million slaves. So that's a lot of land. That is a lot to give out. So if we were calculating that here today, if we were putting this on inflation, $12 trillion is a damn joke. And you're going to see that as we continue. All right, let's see. Let's continue. 143 members of Congress have co-sponsored H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act. Compared with only 2 in 2014, even Joe Biden, the presumptive 2020 Democratic presidential nominee, has said he supports the study, representing a change on the issue. Continuing. William Darity, professor of public policy at Duke University, has studied the rationale and design of reparations for more than 30 years. He says, the present moment seems to afford more of an opportunity to move forward than any moment I've experienced in my lifetime. So there's a couple of things I want you to grab from that. First of all, here is an Edomite that's coming out saying, hey, you know what? Maybe now is a good time to start talking about this. Now, wait a second. I thought that this was already promised to our people. So it just seems as if they decide whenever is a good time versus the inappropriate or bad time. And you'll see with this here. Now, as you see, this is something that has been discussed for more than 30 years. Now, that is however many years after 1865, and now they're trying to focus on a 30-year time frame, all the way from 1865. So do the math. That's over 100 years. All right, let's continue. Cost. This spring, Darity and his wife, Kirsten Mullen, made the most comprehensive case for a reparations program in their latest book, From Here to Equality, Reparations for Black Americans in the 21st Century. Now, just to expound on that there for a second, here you have Esau again writing a book, making a profit off of us and our conditions. Do you see how sick they are? Let's continue. They argue a meaningful program to eliminate the existing black-white wealth gap requires an allocation of between $10 trillion and $12 trillion, or about, listen to this, or about $800,000 to each eligible black household. But not everyone agrees that now is the time to pay reparations. So let's stop for a second. So my question is, first of all, how in the world are you calculating this? That's number one. Number two, $800,000 $100,000 between each eligible black family. That's where you start putting your thinking cap on, like, wait a second, hold on. First of all, the word eligible. Who are you to decide who's eligible? So that means that we have to jump through your hoops and through your ropes in order to qualify to receive reparations. So as you see, Esau and their crafty counsel, it's like, okay, well, you're going to still have to go through what we put you through in order for you to qualify. We still decide whether or not if you get it or not. And then $800,000 per family. I don't know about you, but just hearing that amount, you should be 100% insulted by all of the blood, sweat, tears, mental breakdown, complete mental destruction that we had to endure, our families had to endure, all the way slavery and up until this very day right now. I'm telling you, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. Listen to this. Our national debt is already now up to around $26 through $27 trillion, given the money we're spending on COVID, says Michael Tanner, senior fellow at the Cato Institute. And we're losing more money because we're not picking up the revenue because economic growth is so slow right now. This hardly seems the time to burden the economy with more debt. More taxes. Essentially, what you want to do is stimulate economic growth for all our benefits. Do you understand the lack of disrespect in that statement? So what this is essentially saying, one, we don't care about them niggas. We don't give a damn about giving them money for something that we had them do. We have more important issues. It's called COVID. Now, many of us, and I'm speaking as Esau right now. So many of us have already went ahead and made, we contributed to vaccines. We invested our money into vaccines and we want to see the return of that. Which is why they are attacking our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as we brought out in the Tuskegee lesson. They're targeting our people to give those damn vaccines to. So as you see the web of crafty counsel, it's all by design. But they said, first of all, we don't give a damn about your reparations. We want our money back. We want more than what we invested. So y'all niggas take these vaccines. Now, there is a section here for baby bonds. You can read that on your own. Like I said, I left that there, but for the sake of time, we're going to continue on. We're going to jump down to local efforts. Watch this. Local efforts to fund reparations have started to develop. Recently, the City Council of mostly white Asheville, North Carolina, voted to apologize for slavery and offer funding to help black homeowners and businesses. Evanston, Illinois made a similar move in 2019 using tax proceeds for recreational cannabis sales to fund the program. I told y'all this was going to get worse. First of all, let's look at this here again. Number one, they had to vote to apologize for slavery. So that means that these congressmen and congresswomen all got together and had to decide to vote, meaning it's not genuine. But it was a consensus that they're going to get together and vote on whether or not they were going to apologize for slavery and help black businesses and homeowners. Homeowners. So as you see there, that doesn't mean for the person who's actually renting. This is where the qualification comes in. Because there's not a lot of equity. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any equity in renting, but there's equity in homes, under mortgages, investment. So either way, they're making money off of you. That's why it was done to homeowners and businesses, because their money can be turned back around. So out of the money that they're giving you, they're getting it right back. Do you see how they are? So who are the ones who are being crapped on? The single mothers, single fathers, the people with no children who are struggling, the ones who could actually benefit from those funds. Not saying that the homeowners can't, not saying that the businesses can't, but they just went ahead and wiped out an entirely classification of people. Crafty counsel, Israel, crafty counsel with these people. And it gets worse. Glenn Lowry. Well, hold on, whoa. Before I even go there, I got to talk about the one thing. Cannabis. The selling of weed to help fund black families. Now, I don't know if y'all really pick up on this here, but so you mean to tell me for the so-called legalization of weed, my brothers and sisters right now that are locked up in jail or prison, you mean to tell me that being that they're locked up, you're going to profit off of weed that's legal now, and you're going to leave them in prison or in jail? The absolute disrespect. The absolute disrespect to our people. They'll lock us up for an ounce. People have gotten 5 to 6 years for possession of an ounce of weed, even though we're not supposed to be smoking it in the first place. Okay, mind that. But you mean to tell me that you're going to make money and distribute it back to our people, the very same ones that you locked up? The audacity of these people, all right? So let's continue. Glenn Lowry, professor of economics at Brown University, is an outspoken opponent of reparations for Black Americans. An opponent now. He says that the real issue here are differences between the populations in the capacity to generate wealth. If you redistribute, you may have a short-term impact, but in the long run, unless the differences in these populations in their capacity to generate wealth, to start a business, to effectively take risks, to save and accumulate within their families, the underlying structure will push you back into a situation of inequality again. Now, that is the statement right there where you should have got pissed off. If you wasn't mad, you should be mad now, because they said, wait a second, what this man is saying right here, if we go ahead and pay them reparations and we put out all this money, some of them are going to be smart and invest that money. And guess what? They are going to become more wealthy than us. So we don't want to do that. And this man is an opponent of reparations. So I want you to see both sides of the table. First of all, the one that people would consider good, the ones who want to allocate those funds to our people, they're saying, wait a second, we can give them the money, but we're going to get it right back. We're getting it back. And this fool right here is saying, okay, well, hold on a second. If we give them any money at all, that can give them the advantage and the opportunity, and it's going to be inequality again because they will be higher on the economic platform and we're going to be below. I'm telling y'all, the audacity of these people, the sheer disrespect. So let me continue. Public opinion. While Americans are still far from supporting a reparations program, there's been a modest shift in public opinion. In 2000, only 4% of whites supported monetary compensation to descendants of enslaved people, according to the results of a survey of public opinion. published in the Journal du Bois Review. This year, according to a Reuters poll, 1 in 10 whites support such a program. 1 in 10 whites. That is a very low number. The U.S. is still far from a concrete compensation plan, but the recent events following George Floyd's death and the coronavirus pandemic, which has disproportionately affected Black Americans, might change the conversation. So, to close that out, it's saying, for one, they don't care about what happened in slavery. They don't care about your torture. The only thing that they care about is a conditional situation to pay us reparations, whether it be because of what George Floyd did, which was a major insurance coup. First of all, starting from Black Lives Matter, they made all the money. There was no money spent, and they made it all. Made it all. Then, with the coronavirus, with them investing in the vaccines, investing in healthcare, then they target our people and they recoup everything. Everything. Investment. Crafty counsel family. So if you're not insulted by that, then that means that you don't have an understanding of what's going on here. You are nothing more than a prize to them. You are nothing more than a money-stimulating vessel. That is the only thing that they see you as. Nothing has changed since slavery. Nothing. Nothing. And you should be absolutely insulted by that. They don't even regard you as a human being, even though we're not human beings, we're gods. They don't even look at you as anything but a cash cow, as they say. That's it. That's it. So now the question I have for you, family, the question I got for you. Do you really want their reparations? Do you think their reparations will justify what has actually happened to us? So now we are going to go to the scriptures. So please, family, I want you to open your Bible to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And I want you to please go to Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. We're going to start there because I want to go ahead and put this in your mind as we go through this. Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. Listen close. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense unto your own head. That's the Most High talking, that he's talking to. Now, remember, all of the nations are going to be returning back to their respective places. The Africans are going back to Africa, and we're not Africans. All of Esau, they're going to be returning back to Europe and all their places. The Chinese, which is Moab, and Ammon, the Japanese, they are going to be going back to their lands. Everybody's going to be going right back to where it is. So this is why the Most High is addressing. This is a future event. And the Most High said, wait a minute, for all of you nations, every last one of you, how can you pay me back for what you have done to my people? How can you do that? How is it possible? We're going to find out whether or not if reparations is suitable for what the Most High has in store. So now, mark that. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go to the book of Baruch. Baruch, family, Baruch. We're going to go to Baruch. Let's go to chapter 4. Baruch, chapter 4. Now, if that made you upset, then let me tell you something right now. You are about to be so so happy after these scriptures come out. Mark my words. Mark my words. All right. So here we go. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Now, family, we've been going over that for the past couple of weeks in regards to either you keep the commandments and live or break them and die. Okay? So as you see here, right here in Baruch, the prophet Baruch, he's making that very same declaration. So as you see, all of our prophets and disciples and family members, foremothers and forefathers, they all say the same story. All right? Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, Israel, and take hold of it. Take hold of those commandments. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. So what is he referencing now? Now, all of us know, we all know that in the Bible, all throughout the scriptures, what did the Most High always tell us as far as illumination? That lamp. What was the lamp? The lamp that's under your feet. It's the commandments. It's the commandments. To be illuminated means to have knowledge. And what's the knowledge? The commandments. That is the thing that gives you life. And breaking those commandments will guarantee you death. All right, let's continue. Verse 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Now it's about to pick up. I'm going to read that again. Give not thine honor to another. Don't give your honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Don't take what's good for you, which are these scriptures, and share them with the other nations. This is not for them. This is profitable for us. We are not to take these scriptures and go teach the other nations this at all, according to the scriptures. Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we. O Israel, happy are we. For things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. So what is that? Keeping his commandments. The things that are pleasant to the Most High. We got to keep his commandments, family. Verse 5. Be of good cheer. So you see what it's saying? Be of good cheer. My people, the memorial of Israel, the remembrance of Israel. So as you see, he's only talking about Israel. Israel, Jacob. Jacob, Israel. That's all he's referencing. Not the whole world. Not what the Christian will try to come out and tell you John 3:16 means the whole world. This spiritual Israel where everybody is able to be saved. That's not what this is saying. The Most High said, don't take his word and give it to the other nations. It's not for them. It's for us. Verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemy. So wait a minute now. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So now you mean to tell me that Baruch is referencing Deuteronomy? So because there's so many people that say, well, I don't read the Apocrypha because it's not canonical. First of all, yes, it is. And this proves it. This lines up with the Bible. This was a part of the original 1611 King James Version Bible. And the other nations removed this from the book. And you're going to find out tonight why. So I'm going to read this again. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. The Most High, I didn't sell you out to the nations for them to destroy you, because they can't destroy us, but because we kept breaking his commandments and we moved the Most High to wrath. We pissed him off. Ye were delivered unto your enemies. So of course, what we have to do now we have to get a precept. So I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Let's go ahead and read this. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, Egypt is synonymous with slavery. That's what it means. It means the house of bondage, according to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, into slavery again with ships. Now, why is he saying again? Because right out of Egypt, this is the time now that the Most High delivered us out of Egypt, out of the hands of Pharaoh. So we just came out of slavery. And Moses is saying, if we break these commandments again, we are going to go into slavery again. But this particular time, when we do go into slavery, we are going to be taken by ships. By the way, whereof I spake unto thee. By the way, I'm telling you is going to happen. Thou shalt see it no more again. See what? We will no longer see our holy land of Jerusalem where we belong. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, for slave men and slave women, and no man shall buy you, meaning no man will ever save you. Not Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X, not Marcus Garvey, not Barack Obama, even though he's not one of us. Nobody, not a white man, not a black man, not a Chinese man, not a Japanese man. Nobody is going to save you. No one. Except when Christ and the angels come in the chariots. So now that you have this precept, let's go back to Baruch. Baruch chapter 4, and I believe it was at verse 6. Now, I'm going to read it again. Ye were sold to the nations. So this is not only Esau, this is all the other nations. Not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. There it is. Let's continue. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to God. Sacrificing unto devils. Can I say Lil Nas X and all that foolishness and all the things that they're doing now? Letting you know that these prophets, they saw the future. That's why they're called prophets. And they got really good previews because our people were doing that way back then. Nothing has changed about our people. Nothing has changed. Let's continue. Verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God. You have forgotten the Most High. That brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So not only did you forget the Most High, but you forgot your land. You need to understand something. The land, which is holy, the Most High has such a respect and reverence for, because that's where he put us to serve him. The land has been absolutely desecrated, and that's why Esau, Amalek, they're over there now, and why the Most High is so pissed, because like these people, these base absolute bottom are in your holy land because y'all don't want to do right. Let's continue. Verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, talking about the land, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Sion. Sion is Zion, meaning Israel. God hath brought upon me great mourning. Even the land is sorrow for us. The land mourns us because our feet are not on that soil. Do you see how deep this goes? Do you see how serious this is? Do you see that the land is also alive, that the land cries? The very same way how the land was crying when Abel's blood was spilled by Cain. The land in Israel is crying. Not only is the Most High pissed off and upset, but the land. It just goes to show you how serious it is that we keep these commandments. It just goes to show you. All right, let's continue. Verse 10. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. Now I want to stop right there for a second because Baruch just made a very profound statement. For I saw the captivity, the slavery, I saw, meaning he saw the future events of slavery of my sons and daughters, of my sons and daughters, of my family, my lineage, my people. This special, holy people. Letting you know there's no such thing as spiritual Israel. Let's continue. Verse 11. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Why? For one, he was sitting there. He was happy to be bringing out these scriptures of the Most High, but he sent them away because he told them our future and what was going to happen to us in the future. These prophets saw that. This is why Moses said in Deuteronomy, this is exactly why Moses said in Deuteronomy that we will be going into slavery. Moses saw it, Baruch saw it. And Baruch is referencing Moses. They had the same visions. This is not science fiction. This is real. They saw these things. Verse 12. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate because they departed from the law of God. So again, Baruch saying, first of all, because my children, my family, my brethren, my lineage, because we disrespected the Most High by breaking his laws. Now we are desolate. And you know what desolate means? It means to be without. It means grieving. It means emptiness, a complete emptiness. When we are supposed to be full of the glory of the Most High, and now we are left empty, depleted. And as you see, even the people back then, our family members back then, they saw that and they left weeping because of it. Why did they leave weeping? Because they were in certain conditions. Why? They were still in their royalty at that point. And they saw how we were going to fall, how far we have fallen. That's why they were weeping. That's why they were upset. Let's continue. Verse 13. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Talking about us today. Baruch was like, y'all niggas don't know. Y'all don't know his laws. Y'all don't know his statutes. Y'all don't know his commandments. Why? Because these Christian churches never taught you them. In fact, they taught you that you don't have to keep them. But as you see right here, forever will the law endureth. And we are supposed to keep these laws forever. But they don't teach us that though. Nope, but you're learning today. All right, let's continue. Verse 14. No. Verse 13. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Verse 14. Let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. So he's saying, I want y'all to remember these things. I want you to remember this captivity. I want you to remember all the things that these nations have done to us. You're going to find out why he is continuously saying this. He's saying, remember this captivity. Remember this captivity. Remember what they have done to you. And you're going to see whether or not if their reparations is even worth you mentioning the word reparations. Verse 15. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pitied child. That's going right back to the curses of Deuteronomy, because that's in there. And so as a homework assignment, I want you to, first of all, I want you to write this down right here. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 15. And I want you to go read. As a matter of fact, okay, hold on a second. Let me do something here. I want to do something. For the very first person, now you can only do this after the lesson. If you do this during the lesson, I'm not even doing it. After the lesson, I want you to write down Baruch chapter 4 and verse 15. And then I want you to go to Deuteronomy and I want you to find a precept. The first person that gets back to me with the precept, I'm going to send you a brand new fringe t-shirt. Okay? So, I'm going to read that again. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. So they said they're not going to have any pity on the old man or on the child. And that includes the female. No pity whatsoever. And the way that I want you to reach out to me, I want you to reach out to me on Instagram. And it's under my name, Mike Maliss. Okay? Verse 16. These have carried away, just like it said in Deuteronomy 28:68. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate without daughters. That's another precept right there. That's in the curses, Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68. It's another one. All right, verse 17. But what can I help you? What can I do to help? How can I help you? Verse 18. For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Now, I am not sure if you understood what that just meant. Here comes the question again. Do we want their reparations? For he that brought these plagues upon you, which is the Most High, put these plagues on Israel, will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. That's the promise. That's the promise, family. That's the promise. That we will indeed be delivered out of the hands of our enemies, which are all the nations, but specifically Esau. Let's continue. Verse 19. Go your way, O my children, go your way, for I am left desolate. So as he's bringing all of this out, he's like, you know what? I feel empty now because I'm sitting here. I see these visions. I know what's going to happen. I see the sisters wearing pants. I see the brothers out of their natural forms. I see these things. I see the disrespect that the children have for the parents. I see the neglect that the parents have for the children. I see all of the police shootings. I see our brothers and sisters killing each other. I can read what they're saying on social media, tearing each other down. I see all these things. And he's left empty because of it. Verse 20. I have put off the clothing of peace. Listen, this is real deep. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. So as you see, Baruch right here is letting you know that he's seeing these future events. That's why he said, in my days. So for one, I'm taking off my garment of peace and I'm going to put on a sackcloth and I'm going to cry and I'm going to pray to the Most High to please help deliver these people. Our people are so wicked. Oh, my God, they're so wicked. Father, please have mercy on these people. It just goes to show you how much our forefathers and foremothers loved us, because this is not the only time that they spoke about this. This is not the only time. Our forefathers and foremothers used to pray for us hard. That's where all the Negro spirituals and all that stuff came from too. Those are prayers. Because that first generation of slaves that came over, they knew exactly who they were. It wasn't until the third and fourth generations that they had absolutely no idea, because at that point they were already broken. Verse 21. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord. He said, even though we endure all of everything that we are enduring, he said, be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. Again, the Most High is making sure that Baruch communicates and convey that the people that have us in captivity are our enemies. So let me ask you a question. Can our enemies get into the kingdom? Does any of this sound like that? Does any of this here sound like the enemy will be able to get into the kingdom? No, because the Most High is talking about deliverance here. Delivering who? Israel. Delivering one people. The sons and daughters, the lineage, this family of people are going to be delivered. Now, if we were to go with Christianity and go with their ideology, go with their lie, they say everybody can get in. That's not what this is saying. That's not what this is saying at all. Even Christ said the same thing. He said, first of all, I came to deliver my people. I didn't come for nobody else. I came to deliver the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's who I came to save. So even in the New Testament, Christ is still referencing right here what Baruch is talking about. Salvation is for Israel and Israel only, nobody else, just us. Let's continue. For my hope is in the everlasting. My hope, my faith is in the Most High, that he will save you. That he will save you, not everybody, you. And joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior. Our Savior. Not the Savior of the world. Not the Savior of the nations. As you see right here, this particular chapter is breaking the nations into their own group and putting us in ours. Letting you know that that all-inclusive utopia is a damn lie. Verse 23. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. I am not sure if you got that there. I'm going to read it again. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Why did he say that? Why did he say that? He said that there because, first of all, this is, remember, he said earlier, in my days. So which means he was talking to the future generations. He's talking to you. And he's letting you know right now that you will rejoin him. Why? Why? If he's talking to not only you, but the people back then. This is called regeneration. Because the very same people back then are the same people we are today. Because if you're not familiar, you've been here before. This is not your first time. This is not your first go around on earth. You've been here before. We are our ancestors. We were put back into these vessels because remember, when you die, the vessel goes into the ground, your spirit goes back to the Most High, and the Most High replenishes the vessels through your lineage. Men come back as men of Israel, and women come back as women of Israel. That's how it is. It's called regeneration. That is why when Moses was speaking to the Israelites that came out of Egypt, what did he tell them? He said, you will be going into slavery. You will be going on ships. Now, we know that did not happen back then. That happened in the future. Why did Moses say that? Because he said if they, during that time and going forward, kept breaking the commandments in the future, just like Baruch is doing right now, explaining to us, we were going into captivity in ships and followed by nothing but turmoil and emptiness. Because all of the prophets, all of our ancestors knew how this worked. They all knew that they came back. But Christianity tells you when you die, you go into heaven, you get your little wings, and you're up there and you're partying with the Most High. Now, a part of that is correct. When you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High and you are in the presence of the Most High, but you're not living up there. You're not living up there. You're coming back. And all of our forefathers and foremothers knew this. Again, the lie of Christianity. Verse 24. Like as now the neighbors, now, okay, let's stop for a second. I want you to pay very close attention. Like as now the neighbors of Sion, meaning the other nations, have seen your captivity. These other nations have seen your captivity. Letting you know that the very same spirits that were in the captors back then are the very same spirit of these other nations today, which is why we are still in captivity. It is a continuing process. Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. What did Baruch just say right here? That these other nations are going to see you be saved. You be saved. Not everybody. They're going to watch you be saved. Watch. So shall they shortly see your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. What is this talking about? The very same thing the scriptures always say. What's going to happen? We are going to be changed at the twinkling of an eye. They all knew what was coming, baby. They all knew. We are going to be changed with the twinkling of an eye. We are going to be the ones that meet Christ and the angels in the air in our glory, in our indestructible bodies. I want y'all to think about this. I want you to think about this picture. First of all, here you see right here, he separates the nations from Israel. And all the other nations, whether that be Esau, Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham, all of the other nations, all of them. And they're all going to be looking up while all of these Israelites are in the air with Christ and the angels, all these chariots all over the place, our bodies just glowing, radiant on fire. And not the fire, not a burning fire, but a fire of light, the illumination of what they're talking about, the twinkling of an eye, that body that glows. And we're going to be up there, and they're going to be looking up and thinking, holy crap, we screwed up horribly. These are the people that we've been doing all of this to. These are the people that we enslaved. These are the people that we were beating up in our stores. These are the people that we cursed. These are them. we are in serious, serious trouble. And our forefathers and foremothers knew that. And they tried to bring it to us. But our people didn't want to listen. Because our people wanted to follow Christianity. Our people wanted to listen to Egyptology. Our people wanted to follow harsh Krishna. Our people wanted to follow Islam and all that other nonsense and garbage. Verse 25, my children, suffer patiently. So they know in this time now we are suffering. Suffer patiently. Endure to the end. Suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. All praises to the Most High God for that right there. I'm going to read it again because I think this went over some of your heads. My children, again, talking about this lineage, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God. For thine enemy, your enemy, have persecuted you, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction. Our enemy is going to be destroyed. And shall tread upon his neck. Shall tread upon his neck. Now, do you remember that we were going to have yokes of iron upon our neck? Now, the scriptures right here saying we are going to be destroying them. And now we are going to put the yoke of iron upon their necks. We're going to be stepping on their necks. All praises to the Most High God. Get mad all you want to. I'm reading the Bible. Verse 26, my delicate ones have gone rough ways. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. What is he talking about? He's talking about slavery. The flock. The flock. How many people? How many millions upon millions of our people were taken into slavery? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. First of all, through the conquest of the conquistadors with the Hispanics and also with the Native Americans and also with Esau, and not only Esau, but also with Ishmael and Ham, the Africans, the Chinese, the Japanese. They've all enslaved us. All of them. All of the nations. That's why the Most High didn't leave anything out. He did not have to specify any nation. Why? Because he said Israel versus everybody else. So let's take a break for a second. So let me ask you a serious question. Do you seriously want their reparations? Do you see these promises that the Most High is bringing? Do you really want their reparations? Do you really want that 800? You want the 800,000? You want it? Is that what you want? Is that going to satisfy you per household now? Not per person, per household. So if you have 5 people in that household, do the math. Y'all got to split up that 800. After taxes. I told you the insult, the absolute insult. All right. Verse 27. Be of good comfort. So you see how Baruch keeps saying, be of good cheer, be of good comfort. In other words, yo, you going through this, but listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because there's something greater. There's something better coming. Watch this. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Verse 28, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. In other words, get stronger with this. Don't fret. Yes, we've gone through all these things. Yes, we have, but don't give up. Don't give up. Get stronger in this here. Let's continue. Verse 29. 9. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. There right there is our reparations. I'm going to read it again. For he that brought you through these plagues, brought these plagues upon you, shall bring you everlasting joy. Everlasting joy with your salvation. You're going to have everlasting joy, everlasting happiness. You are going to have the best life in your saving. I didn't say it. The scriptures said it. The Bible said it. So now you see why they took Baruch out of the other translations. Now you see why they always have a problem with the 1611 King James Version Bible, with this Apocrypha. Everybody will try their best to refute this because even it does not get this descriptive in Deuteronomy. And it doesn't. Here it is letting you know from beginning to end of chapter, and we're not even done yet, but from the beginning of the chapter all the way to the end, that we have this great and glorious salvation coming. And that the Most High was going to destroy the other nations. And it makes it crystal clear. Verse 30. Take a good heart. So you see, he's saying it again. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Now, here comes the love and appreciation. Here comes the love. Here comes the nurturing of the Most High. Because, yeah, we always talk about how kick-ass the Most High is. But now, here comes the love of the Father. Here comes the comfort. Here comes the embracement. The embracing of the Father for his children, for his babies. For you. Showing you how much the Most High loves you. That he said, yo, we're going to have all this comfort. Like, yo, you're going to deal with what you're dealing with, but I'm whooping you because of your disobedience. So if y'all just stop with the damn disobedience, then all I got to do is bring you back home. But no, we have all of the rap industry. We have the entertainment industry. We have Christianity. We have the religious industry. We have all these different things fighting against us. We have the economic industry. We have it all that is against us. The medical industry that's against us. All of these things. This is all of the turmoil, all of the grief, all of the emptiness, all of the things that Baruch is talking about that is against us. They have predicted this time right now. That's why you cannot get around this Bible. You can't. They have tried. They've tried. The Bible is 100% pinpoint accurate, and you cannot refute it. Verse 31. Listen to this. Miserable are they that are afflicted. Let me read that again. I'm getting too hyped. I got to calm down. Let me read it again. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. So he said, miserable are the ones, miserable are your enemies going to be that rejoice, that love the fact that you fell so far from grace. Verse 32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve, miserable is she that received thy son. So miserable is all the land, all the cities that had you in captivity. Verse 33, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, because she celebrated your ruin, she celebrated your destruction, and was glad of thy fall. She was glad of the fact that you fell so low. So shall she be grieved of her own desolation. All praises to the Most High God. All praises to the Most High God. All praises to the Father for this one. She will be the one who falls. You see what Baruch is saying? Do you see what these scriptures say? For those of them that had us in this destruction, in captivity, the Most High said, I am going to make them suffer. They laughed at us, and we are going to laugh right back at them. And the difference between us and them, we will be laughing forever. Verse 34. We almost at the end. Verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. Woo! Family. I got to read that again. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, meaning all of them that is so proud and so prideful of what they've done to us. He said, I'm going to take all of that away. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. So everything that they were so prideful about, you know how they are. You see how they walk. You see how they look at you. You know how they are. You know how proud they are when you go in for a job interview and you have all the qualifications. You have everything it takes. But they look at you just because of who you are, because they know who you are, and they don't give you the job just because of who you are. And the Most High said he is going to take all that pride, that rejoicing, and he is going to turn it into mourning. Oh, they're going to suffer. But watch this suffering. Watch this promise that the Most High has. Watch this. Verse 35, you better give the Most High his praise after this. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. All praises to the Most High God. The Most High said he's going to make that fire come out of heaven. Now, we've been over that how many times now? All that fire is coming out of heaven and is going to rain down on these nations and also on the 2/3. But right now, we talk about the nations, on all these nations. And what is the guarantee? What is the consolation prize that comes along with that? What is going to happen? And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. So you know what that is? Those are the demons and foul spirits that is going to be bringing them pain and torture. They ain't going to receive it. We are going through what we're going through now. That is why Baruch kept saying, be of good cheer, be of good cheer. You are not going to receive what them niggas going to get. You're not getting what they are going to receive for what they have done to you. So I ask you the question again. Do you want their reparations? Oh, no. I don't know about you, not me. I don't want their damn reparations. I will take option A. Option A is the correct option. Option A is what the Most High is going to give us. That's what he is going to give us. Ooh, they got it coming. And that's why they are going through everything that they're going through right now. That's why the discussion of reparations is even coming up. Because they know that their time is falling short. They know this is coming. They know it. The horrible thing about this is that our people don't know it. And for the ones that do, so a lot of them just don't care. They don't care. They want to continue to practice the religion of me. They don't care about the Most High. And that's what Baruch said here earlier. Verse 36. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from God. Why did he say that? Why did he say from the east? Why did he say it? Why did he tell us that we got to look at the east? Because he knew that we would be in the west, over here on these continents. And we're over there scattered as well. But the majority of Israel is right over here or in the Western Hemisphere, all the way from North America to South America to all the islands and everything, because we were taken in slavery. So what do we have to do? When we pray, we have to face the east because we have to look at Jerusalem when we pray. And that's all of Israel. That's all of us. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Taken into the islands, taken to the continents to serve slavery. Baruch saw that. This was his vision that the Most High gave him. And as you saw, all of the prophets had the same vision. All of them did. They just told different portions of them, but they all sync up together. Verse 37, Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together. Oh, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of God. All praises to the Father. All praises to the Most High God. Family, it doesn't get any better than that. Esau, keep your reparations. We don't want it. We want what's coming for you. We want this destruction on you. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. That is what the Most High said he is going to deliver. Whether you like it or not, whether you get soft booty about it, it doesn't matter. For those of you who still want to believe that all nations are going to get into the kingdom, which we know clearly, just after reading this, if you still believe that, you're an idiot. All of the nations are going to catch theirs. They are going to be destroyed. And the remnant of them is going to be our slaves, servants and handmaids, which you can find in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 through 2, and all throughout the Bible. All throughout. And just a matter of fact, let me look at something here really quick. Let me get a couple of things. First and foremost, I truly want you guys to understand something here. This is not racism. This is scripture. This is what the Most High gave his children, which is you Israelites, us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, us within the 12 tribes. He gave us his word to read, to comprehend, and to apply and then execute. That is what we're supposed to do. He didn't ask our opinion. He didn't say, hey, do you mind doing this? He didn't make a suggestion. He gave us commandments and said, y'all better keep my commandments or you are going to die right along with them. That's called the 2/3. I want to bring something out here just for those who still want to believe that the entire world is going to be saved. No. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Why did I bring that out? Because remember, in Baruch, it talked about these shameless people, the shameless nation. Shameless. And here we are, the Most High said, you are the ones that's not supposed to be ashamed. World without end. World without end. That world, the very same world that Christ was talking about in John 3:16, because us Israelites are being saved. That is the world being saved. It's called Israel. It's called Jacob. It's called Zion. It's called Jerusalem. It's called the children of the Most High, and that's you. So you better be so proud. You better be proud. You better give the Most High his praise. You better give him the glory and give it to him all, because he said that you are going to be the one that's saved, that you are above every other nation on this planet. Deuteronomy 7:6. Gotta get it. Sorry, gotta get it. Gotta get it. Because now that we read that in Baruch, it's going to be so much more simple. Now, I know so many of you are already familiar with this, but there's a lot of our family members that are not. So watch this. Watch this. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So now when you read that, and then you read Baruch, you see exactly what it says. So being that I am a chosen one of the Most High, I am a so-called African-American Negro, which means that I come from the tribe of Judah, guess what? And my family are descendants of slavery on both sides, but of course it matters with the father. The Most High said, you, sir, you are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And I don't ever have to be ashamed about that. And I never will be. Never. It's not prideful, it's being proud of my heritage. It's being proud of who I am. I'm so proud of it that I want to bring the word forth to the rest of our family so that you can be proud about it too and keep these commandments. Bottom line. And for any person that has a problem with that, oh well. You are just going to have a problem with that because that's your business. I'm about the Most High's business, and I'm going to do what he says, and that is to teach our family the truth of who we are, give this biblical understanding, and break it down all the way to the brass tacks so that there is absolutely no confusion whatsoever. This is why we read the scriptures precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That's exactly why we read it the way that he told us to read it, so that we have the proper understanding, so no Christian or anybody else can come up to you and be like, oh, well, you're taking it out of context. No, I'm not. I'm reading the Bible exactly the way that it is supposed to be read, and now you have the understanding. And when you know who you are in the Bible, and when you know who the other people are in the Bible, it is so easy to understand. And the Most High gave it to us. This is why they have never been able to destroy this book. They have tried and tried and tried and never have been able to do it. Why? Because the Most High made it that way. This is his work. This is his book. These are his words, and nothing about the Most High can be destroyed. And you are the children of the Most High. We are the children of the Most High, and they tried to destroy us forever and have never been able to accomplish it. Why? Because we are indestructible. There's so many other civilizations on this planet that have died out. We never have because we can't. Under the protection of the Most High, under the protection of the Father, under the protection of the creator of the molecule. That says something. That says a lot. And for those of you that are not proud by that, then I don't know what to tell you. Hey, that's your business, man. All I know is, hey, you're going to get left behind and you're going to burn. And I want none of that. So again, Esau, you keep your reparations. We don't want it. Those of us who are serious about this word, we know that the true reparations is going to come from the Most High. And there is no amount of money that you could ever produce that will ever take us out of that. Israel. I am so glad we was able to bring this lesson out. I am so glad that we were able to sit and read our history, our rich history from our ancestors, to bring forth this word to encourage you to do better, to endure. We are going through it, but just take it. Grit and bear it. Just take it. Why? Because you were built and you were designed to. You were designed to take the best that they have to offer, and the best that they have to offer can't even break you. The Most High said, take it off the shoulder. Can't do nothing with me. Can't do nothing with me. And I want y'all to go seriously and read Baruch. I want you to read Baruch. I want you to read this book and just go through this book and just see just the greatness of our people. But of course, you know, never look at yourself as the great one. Always remember, give the Most High his glory, give him his honor. But he also wants you to understand who you are too. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you're not worshiping yourself, okay? You're not doing that. All praises goes to the Most High. But you got to remember who you are on this planet. You have to remember that you are a child of the Most High God, the apple of his eye, and according to the scriptures, you are above everybody else on the planet. So if you want to get mad about that, whoever you may be, oh, well, you're going to have to deal with it. Either you deal with it now or you deal with it later. But either way, you're just going to have to deal with it. And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'm out.